Hello, welcome to another stream of my game dev sessions on the making of free return trajectory. In the last stream, I discovered a problem with my gravitational force script. Well, I believe it's not a problem with my script. I believe it's a problem with how the rigid body 2D works in Godot. I think that because the 2D engine in Godot works in pixels, the calculation of the forces and the speeds, etc., is too rough. And that roughness accumulates a lot of errors over time, and that's why it doesn't work. So in this example here, this was my problem. What's happening is that I have zero drag and zero acceleration, zero changing direction. And what's happening is that the spaceship is not keeping the same route. So it's passing here. I leave the cursor where the ship passed. Let's wait until it goes around the planet again, and it should pass in the same place. Around, I cannot reach there because my camera cuts my arm. Anyway, the spaceship needs to pass where the mouse cursor is, but will not. Here we go, and it's a little bit off, as you can see. And this is totally dependent on the weight of the planet and the weight of the spaceship and the speed. So this was just a tiny amount, but if I go faster, or if the numbers changes, the error will be different every time. What I want to have, so when I did this game for the first time in Unity, so the first concept, well, Unity doesn't have a 2D system. It has a 3D system where the Z-axis is always locked and the camera is always filming from the front. So it's kind of a fake 3D. Everything is 2D, is 3D, but filmed from the front looks like 2D. And what happened in the other game is this. As you can see, the spaceship keeps the same orbit unless something interferes with it. It could be my action in the engines, it could be something changing, an impact or whatever. So if I accelerate here, I go out of orbit, but if I don't do anything, it just keeps the same orbit. And now it will keep this orbit forever, this new orbit. But this is not happening in Godot, and I strongly believe that this is not happening in Godot because the 2D rigid body is calculating movements with pixel dimensions, and the pixels is very rough measure to calculate and to have precision. So errors accumulate over time, and that's get me to a problem very quickly. So this is what I want. A stable route. So I'm actually using the same calculations as this one, but it doesn't work. So my idea for today is to try to discover why that's happening. Or I need to make sure that the problem resides in the rigid body, and the problem is actually the pixel calculation. So what I'm going to do, I kind of already started, but I didn't finish. what I'm going to do is to recreate this entire scene in 3D. A lot of things needs to change for this to be functional, and I'm not really sure if I will be able to just put the thing in 3D and the thing actually works, because if I cannot lock the depth axis, the z-axis, it will be a problem eventually. But let's see how the things behave and if it's possible. And if it's possible to have the scene here, how will this react in terms of physics calculation? Because if in the 3D engine it works okay, but not in the 2D engine, well, maybe the 2D engine needs to be rewritten to accurately calculate physics. I don't actually like the way of the 2D engine uses pixels as a measurement, because that's kind of a very weird amount of unit to measure things, because pixels depends on the screen. And so yeah, if you go to a bigger screen, your game is bigger, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. So let's see, let's try to discover this solution today. And if this thing, at the end of the day, if the thing has the same problem in the 3D engine, maybe I need to write my own rigid body, or my own way of translating and transforming the position of the spaceship. So let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. I already start. I need to uncomment this entire script again, because it was not working with this. Okay. So basically this is copy paste from the other script. I need to enable this comment here. So this is copy paste from the 2D engine to from the 2D version of the script. I basically have a new script called ship1 3D, and now I will deal with these errors, adapt it to the 3D engine, and try to make the thing works. I already have here also the rigid body manager is still empty, and the polar gravity 3D. So this is the main things I need to make sure they are adapted to the 3D world. And once they are here working, I believe I can test if I'm right or not. So let's go. Okay, let's go. Everything that is a vector 2 actually will need to be a vector 3. Transform x. X does not transform 3D, does not contain a definition for x. Y should. Maybe small x. No. Position. No. What did I do? Control X and do Shift X. So these are the things that I need to adapt. This is what? Global position. Okay, this does not exist. Global position does not exist also. Oh, wait. Let's go up. Whoop. Rigid body 3D. Okay, Let's copy also the ship. I need to copy the polar gravity script and the rigid body manager. So the rigid body manager is just a node. It talks to the rigid body indirectly, so let's copy the entire thing. Rigid body 3D manager 3D, and let's just paste here. No problems for now. Okay. And the polar gravity also needs to be a copy paste. This is the one we will need to test later. Copy. And let's go to the polar gravity 3D and just paste. And okay, we have a lot of problems now, and let's try to solve these problems one by one and see what happens. This needs to have the using system collections something generic, or else, or this one, paste, or else it will not have the knowledge to make lists. Okay. I don't know what I have to solve first. Okay, polar gravity 3D. This polar gravity is declared up there. It should be a polar gravity 3D. Okay. And we are going to search for something 3D. If I'm not mistaken, I changed the names. Yeah, yep. Okay. I will keep this one so I don't have to change the entire script, just the reference will be the new one. And the other one is the rigid body manager 3D. And somewhere here, rigid body manager 3D. Okay, now let's go node 3D dot rotation. This maybe will be a vector 3. Let's go save. Let's go on rigid body manager and let's change everything to 3D. Okay, 3D. Maybe we can find search 2D and replace by 3D. I don't believe it worked. Rigid body 3D. Okay. Oh, this is the problem. cannot implicitly convert the type 3 Godot vector 3 into a Godot vector 2 because linear velocity is a vector 2. Okay, control find vector 2 replace by vector 3. Replace all. And now, what do I have here? Cannot implicitly convert vector 3 to float. Maybe I need to specify the axis of rotation, which would be the z-axis. Yep. And the angular velocity, maybe the same thing. Probably. Save. Final torque, cannot convert float into Godot vector 3. Because applied torque is only in the z-axis. So apply torque, and we will apply a new vector 3, 0, 0, whatever, close. Okay, done. Next one. Spin rate cannot convert blah blah blah, and spin rate will also be a new vector 2, a new vector 3, where x is 0, y is 0, and z is the spin rate. Okay, so this is, I guess, done. Let's go on Godot. Let me see if I can block the z-axis linear. I know that is possible to do in Unity, and that would be very interesting to do here also. If I cannot do that, I can always try to force 0 velocity on the z-axis every frame. Hello, Adam. How are you? Adam. The game was not working last stream, so I'm trying to do everything in 3D to see if the 3D engine doesn't accumulate so much error as the 2D one is actually accumulating. So yeah, what I'm trying to do is to change the ship and all the scripts that control the ships into the 3D engine and see how it behaves. But at this point I want to block, I don't want to lock the one of the axes. I want the z-axis always be 0. I don't want to rotate, I don't want movement in the z-axis, so it doesn't rotate. It doesn't move back and forward. And I want to lock rotation in the y-axis and in the x-axis. So it only rotates on the z-axis. It rotates on z, but it doesn't move on z. I know that's possible to do in Unity, and I was expecting to have that option here, but I'm not seeing it. So maybe I need to brute force that, which is not the best solution. Constant forces. Oh, it's here. Axis lock, okay. So I want to linear z is locked, it doesn't move on z, and it doesn't rotate on x and y. Nice. Very nice. Okay. So let's return to the script. Rigid body Oh, come on, I changed the wrong script. I changed the original one. Anyway, let's copy everything to the other one. Copy. Actually, cut. Ready body manager 3D. Let's paste it here. Okay, and now let's copy again. Let's remove this to the 2D version. Cut. Paste. Okay, I believe they are correct now. Okay. Save. Rigid body manager done. Polar gravity 3D. Let's close this one because I don't want to mess up with it. So polar gravity 3D. Everything that is a vector 2 needs to change to vector 3. Substitute all. Now let's go error by error to find weird stuff. Okay. Everything that is a rigid body 2D needs to be a rigid body 3D. Copy, paste, replace all. Okay. And I guess the Godot stuff is done. I just need to adapt my own stuff now. Okay, let's go one by one. Polar gravity bodies, remove target, parent rigid body. This is expecting a rigid body 2D. Because this is not a polar rigid body manager 3D, and polar 3D. I also need to duplicate this one. Save. I need to duplicate that script. Copy. So polar gravity bodies. This script needs to exist also in the 3D version. So let's create that script. Create, paste, create new script. It will be called like this. And it will inherit from node, who cares? Create. This polar gravity 3D needs to go to the auto load. Polar gravity 3D scripts. Polar gravity bodies 3D open, add, close. Okay, save. Let's see. Polar gravity bodies. We copy everything from here. Copy, close, paste here. And now let's change this for 3D. 3D. And okay, using system. Always forget this thing. Copy, paste. Okay, target to head. Also needs to be a 3D rigid body. And I believe this is done. So this polar gravity bodies 3D, it's here. Okay. and those functions already have, okay, no errors from here. And here I need to search for the polar graph 3D. Okay, this one is done. Here, next problem. Rigid body 3D does not contain a definition for get global transform with canvas. Okay, this will be a very difficult one to solve. This will be the last one to solve. Cannot implicitly convert rigid body manager to, of course not, because it's a 3D version. It will be called 3D. Okay, done. And the last one, vector 3. There is no argument given that corresponds to the required parameter z. This is what? Let's give it 0 at the axis, okay. And it's always 0. So this is, I guess, then we still have to solve this problem here. So what this line do in the 2D version is to get a vector that points to the direction of rotation. Parent rigid body dot get global transform with canvas. This does not exist in the 3D version. Rigid body 3D does not contain a definition for get global blah 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 blah, and it's not accessible method. So the problem is, how do I get the same behavior from the 3D? Convert start velocity from local to global space. I want to get the velocity in global space. So let's go to the documentation and try to find that. Body 3D. And I can also Google it. So Godot rigid body 3D velocity in global space. So I'm trying to get a rigid body 3D linear velocity more specific. Let's see. Length of the velocity. The vector 3 is your velocity vector. Magnitude. Yeah, but this will be in, or maybe in the 3D version, it is not in local space. By default is strange because this start. Let me check the rigid body manager. Set starting velocity. force to set is send For now, I will not do this. I don't want a start velocity just yet, because before this, I need to solve the problem of having everything working. Okay, so now let's go to the ship 3D and let's start to solve these problems. So start local force. Again, vector 2 to vector 3. So this start local force is a vector 2. Vector 2. That will be actually a vector 3. Change everything. Okay. Now rotated. Vector 3 dot rotated. Axis angle. Okay, needs two numbers. There is no argument that given that corresponds to the required parameter angle. So in the 2D version, let me look at this in the 2D version. Ship line 158. 158. Okay, so in the 2D version, if I say rotated, it will assume automatically that I'm rotating on the z-axis. So it doesn't care about the axis I'm rotating, because it's a 2D thing. It can only rotate this way. So I just have the angle. In 3D world, because the thing can rotate in every direction, I need to specify the axis first and then the angle. So the angle is there. The axis is the z-axis. So new vector 3, because I need to specify the axis through a vector. And I can just say 0, 0, 1. That's it. Now rotation. Cannot convert vector 3 to float. This rotation comes from where? It doesn't exist anywhere. What? Minus rotation. Oh yeah, the rotation, this comes from the rigid body. So let's go copy this, copy. Come on and do copy, paste. The rotation is also vector 3. No, sorry, undo. I'm being stupid. Rotation dot z. We get the z-axis of the rotation. Done. Now local velocity. Cannot convert vector 3D to vector 2D. Where? Maybe this current movement. Oh, the current movement is an event. Oh, but this is just to transmit the event. I don't care about this line. Let's remove it. This is just to send the thing to the to the interface. So okay, now convert input vector to local space. Input vector comes from local space transform 3D of this node with respect to parent node. Input vector comes from where? Comes from my keys. When I press keys, I'm changing the X and the Y. Okay. And here I am transform X does not exist. Transform 3D does not contain a definition for X and no accessible extension method X expecting a first argument, blah 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 blah. So local input vector from the ship 3D. This is where gets a vector. Yeah, this needs to be converted to local space, because when I press up, if the spaceship is rotated up, is that direction. And this transform X in the 2D world gives me that. But here it doesn't. So let's see. How can I do it? Godot rigid body 3D. Set convert input to local direction. How to move a rigid body 3D in direction. Rigid body movement have to be inside the integrate forces method. Transform basis X instead of the vector 3. Secure best solution. Okay, let's transform basis X. Transform, no, local, no, transform 3D. Let's go inside transform 3D and try to get basis. What is this? A 3D representing the 3D rotation and scale. Okay, the base is built in. Create a type of it's a 3x3 matrix used to represent 3D rotation, scale, and shear. It is frequently used with the transform 3D. The base is composed by 3D to 3-axis vectors, each representing a column of the matrix. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Get. Probably I want to set. Get scale. Orthonormalize returns the orthonormalized version of this basis. Let me search for local. No. Global. So add central forces to basis X. Let's try that. Maybe it will work. And here also basis.y. Same thing here. Main engine direction is the same thing. Y is up. And finally, broken ship instance. Oh, this is to instantiate the broken ship. At this point, I will just ignore this. Because this is not what I want to do today. So I guess save. Let's go on Godot. Let's hit play and see if we have errors or nothing happens. Okay, nothing happens. And the errors are related to stuff that is missing, not these new scripts. Okay. So let's do the stuff that is missing. One of the things is the thrusters. Let's go here on the region. This is a spaceship, so ship. And the ship needs to have all of these things set up, or else it will not work. The start local force is XY. Maybe I will use vector 2 anyway, and then I convert it inside the script to vector 3, so I don't have a Z in the inspector. So I need to have the thruster sound player, the main engine sound player. Let's copy that from the ship. Copy, paste. Okay. So ship, what is not this one's? Is this one's? Copy, paste. Okay, let's clear. Let's see if we have errors now. Main engine sound goes here, thruster sound goes here. Now we need the thrusters. And I need to build a new thruster because the 2D version will not work. It's just a node 2D. Oh, this is a scene. Okay, let's create, and this scene is how? It's a sprite with animation. Maybe I can make a new thruster 3D. Thruster 3D. And I will copy these things inside, it should work the same. Paste. This should work the same, except the sprite. Oh no, it will not work the same because it needs to be a sprite 3D. Okay. Add child sprite 3D. This will have the same. Can we copy paste? Copy paste. Yes. Can we have regions here? Yes. Enable regions, edit regions, and the region will be, I don't remember, where is the, it's this. Whoop. Close. And now we need to say that this is an animation with 5 horizontal frames. Frame 101. Oh, this is not cut correctly. Let's maybe give it a little bit more space here. We can see here a corner. Where is the region with? No, it's not this one. I'll do. It's this one. Sorry. Width. Go down. Okay, looks nice. Let's see if the other frames are also good. Frame 1, 2. No, this is cut. So maybe I need to have more width. Let's go again. Back. Okay. The fire is here. So this will be the thruster 3D. And this goes on elements, parts, I guess. No, just elements, thruster 3D. Okay. I don't remember why I need the point light. I will remove the point light because I actually don't need a point light to test the thing. Sprite delete, animator player delete this track. Okay, now let's create thrusting, delete. Let's go on frame 0, add keyframe. Where is the keyframe? Add track, property track. Not possible to add new tracks without a root. I will just go. Oh, of course. No. Let's remove the animation player. Okay. Let's add a new animation player. Oh, animated sprite 3D. Maybe 4 sprites 3D. This is new. Sprite node that contains multiple textures as frames. I don't remember this. Anyway, let's do a animation. Animation player. Animation, new animation. Thrusters 3D. Okay, let's add Here a new frame. It doesn't exist. Create. Okay, now it's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Space 0, 5 of length. This node loops and this auto plays, and if I hit play, I have the thruster. Nice. The speed will be a little bit faster. So speed 3. And we have fire. Very nice. So the thruster 3D needs to be a little bit smaller. So let's go maybe on the sprite, and let's change the transform. No, let's keep it this way, because this will be used on the main engine later also. Save. So now here on the spaceship, we need to add the thruster. Thruster 3D goes inside the spaceship. And here it is. This could be the main engine. Oh, this does not affect the depth. Meh. So I need to push the thing a little bit to the back. I don't like this solution. I hate this solution. Why does the 2D engine don't use meters and then the camera translate that into pixels? It would be so much easier. Anyway, let's lock again. Lock. I could do this here. So -0.1. Okay. Let's lock the view rotation. Front view. We cannot change the rotation. Nice. Okay. So now thruster. Let's go one by one. This could be a little bit bigger scale. Whoa. Getting a little bit to the left. So this will be the main engine. So ship, main engine, main thruster. I cannot drag it here because this is not expecting a node 3D. Let's solve that. Ship 3D. Whoop. Everything here needs to be a node 3D. Okay, save. I believe that now I can do this. Maybe I need to build it first. Yes. Okay, so now let's go call it main thruster. Duplicate Let's call this top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, top left thruster, copy, top left, top right, top right, bottom left, bottom right, bottom right thruster. Let's put this top left, top. Oh, I was a little bit stupid. Anyway, let's do them all together. This goes here. They need to be a little bit smaller. So transform, scale, whoop, and now they need to be a little bit more thin. And thin is what? Is X, okay. Thrusters, a little bit less because they need to be a little bit more, a little bit smaller. Okay, now link again and just scale down. Okay, looks nice. So top left is here. Top right, it's there. This is just visual, doesn't need to be perfectly aligned with the angles, blah 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 blah. Bottom left, more or less like here. Whoop. And bottom right goes here. Or not. Top left. Okay. Top left is actually this one. Let me check the other ship. Top left. Yeah. Totally wrong. So this one's, oh, these ones are already in the right position. So let's just duplicate this and change the names. Duplicate. Top left goes there. Top right goes there. Bottom left goes here. Bottom right goes there. And now this is called up left. Okay, up and down. Up and down. So up left. Up left, up right. So the names is to where they are pointing. Down left and down right. Okay, all thrusters are here. So let's add them to the main engine goes here. Let's add them to the list, to the variables. Let's assign all of this thrusters. And this is empty, is the broken ship. I don't care about broken ship structural integrity a lot, because I don't want the ship to break at this point. And we need a camera because we will not see anything. Add a 3D camera. Camera 3D. And the camera 3D will be where? Let me see what I have here. Perspective, no. Orthographical. First, adjusting. Okay, no, I don't want that one. Okay, orthographical, orthogonal, size, big camera. Oh, 1 meter. So the spaceship, if this is like the size of the camera, is now on 7 meters. The spaceship is as 7 meters. Oh, it's too big. Anyway, or maybe this is from center. Let me see. The camera size in meters measured as the diameter of the width or height, depending on keep aspect, applicable in orthogonal, and okay. So maybe this circle. Yeah, the spaceship needs to be like half of the size. Where is the scale of the spaceship? Scale. 0.5. So camera now has 3 meters. Yeah, the spaceship could have 3 meters. Is big enough. Now let's make this camera big enough so we can actually have a good view of the spaceship and eventually the planet. I want to unlock the view, just make sure the camera is seeing everything. So the camera near is 0.05, far is 1. Where is 1? Doesn't show. I don't know where the camera is pointing. If it's pointing there or if it's pointing there. Let's try. So far it could be like 4,000 as it was. Current camera, projection orthogonal, Doppler tracking, disable. I guess for now all of this can be as it is. And let's play and see what happens. We should see the camera in the middle. The camera in the middle, no, the spaceship in the middle. Okay. I will remove the background noise of the spaceship. Where is the sound? Ship background. Okay. Let's go on the ship rigid body and let's remove the gravity scale, or else it will fall, but I will do it differently. Maybe I go here on project settings, 3D physics, and I will say that there's no gravity. 0 gravity. Save. So we actually have the physics engine working, but no gravity. And maybe we need to go 0 on all of this because we don't want damp. Threshold, sleep threshold. Okay, maybe this can be as it is, but we don't want drag or damp. That's for sure. F6. We should have the spaceship in the middle. Nice. If I press up, something happened. I don't know exactly what, but it went somewhere. Let's see if I go. Okay. Okay. This is another thing that I will need to change because in 2D, positive Y is down. In 3D, positive Y is up, which is kind of annoying, but I understand. In 3D, 0 up is like real world. What is up is positive, you know, makes sense. But in 2D, we are counting pixels and we are counting lines. So the 0, 0 is in the corner. And if we count lines like we are writing in a paper, we write from left to right, bottom down, up down. So lines go from 0 to line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, and the pixels is the same. So positive is down, which is kind of okay. I understand it, but in the game engine it doesn't make much sense. If you are counting pixels, it makes sense, but counting pixels, as I said before, it's not the best solution to measure things inside the game, because we want to program the game independently from the resolution, not fixed on a resolution. And okay, I prefer to have measurements in meters like we have here in the 3D world, and then the camera will render how much pixels it needs to render in that area. I cannot change anything about this. I can go on project settings and say display. This will be how many pixels I will use here. But if the camera is this size, it's the same pixels for this. So now the ship will be bigger. But I'm rendering anyway 1920 pixels by 1080. Now let's go here again on the spaceship and let's try to put less force, because now, or maybe more weight. Object mass. Let's make the spaceship heavier, like 10 tons. Let's see if we are not flying away super fast again. Undo. I want to size bigger. Okay. Super fast again. So let's go on the spaceship. Thrusters force 1. Rotation force 1. Main engine 10. Ship mass 10,000. We have two, object mass and ship mass. One of them is not being used, so I will delete it. Which one is not being used? Object mass is being used. Yes. So the other one is to be deleted. Ship mass is not being used. Bye bye. Linear velocity, dead zone. Dead zones are not being used yet. Fuel doesn't matter. Okay, so now the force is super weak, so the ship shouldn't go infinitely fast. Sorry, my English. Anyway, play. Up. Even even like this is extremely fast. Oh, because I'm multiplying the force, I remember. Because I'm multiplying the force somewhere. So thrusters force. Thrusters force, force direction. I know that I'm multiplying the force by a big number because the 2D engine was not dealing with small numbers very well. I just don't remember where. I guess it's in this one. Yeah, it's here. Times 1000, delete. Torque, the same. Save. Now I need to swap direction. So allow right? No. Why? So this is up and down. I guess we just need to swap them. So forward, backward, and it should be done. And then if allow forward input, if allow backwards minus input. Okay. And I guess that is already done. And I also need to change the rotation should be the same, but the main engine also needs to be inverted. Where is the main engine? It's here. No. Where's the main engine? It's here. Main engine. Oh, input engine, and the input engine is being used. I have this swapped. Not very important, but never noticed. Main engine, input engine. Okay. If input is different from 0, this is the visibility. Where am I multiplying? Oh, it's here. So not negative. Okay, save. So let's see what happens. Play. Now I should go, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe 1 meter per second or something like that. Okay, I'm going forward. Nice. Now I like rotation. Rotation is also the opposite direction. And main engine is already working. Amazing. So let's go thrusters force 10, rotation 10, main engine 100. Save. Rotation is to be the opposite direction. Input rotation. Input rotation. Save. Godot. F6. Rotate. So many bugs, why? Polar gravity 125. Okay, Well, gravity will not work because I don't have any other object, so maybe that's why I have these errors. I'm not worried about that right now. I want to understand why rotation, if allow rotation left, minus plus, input rotation is being sent where? Oh, the visibility is okay. So save, because when I rotate left, let me just get the camera a little bit smaller. 6. When I rotate left, I have the correct thrusters on left, but the ship is rotating the opposite direction. Wait. Spaceship transform. Let me make sure. If I go to the right, okay, positive numbers on X. So I'm seeing the thing from the front, not from the back. So the rotation should be, maybe the rotation positive is to the left. It would be funny, but let's see, rotation to the right. Oh, it's negative. Come on, Godot guys. Why rotating to the right is negative? Explain me, please. Rotation to the left. Oh no, sorry. Yes, negative. Z negative. Why? Oh, come on. Why? Okay, anyway. Let's invert the rotation. Input rotation. Okay, input rotation. This is to play the sound. Calculate applied torque. Torque equals input rotation. Okay, minus input rotation. Maybe this will solve the problem. Doesn't make any sense, but okay. We will use it. Rotation could be faster, whoop, and the engine could be weaker. So, whoop. Let's go. Main engine 40. Thrusters rotation. Thrusters rotation could be like 3. Save. Movement find factor 0.3. Rotation factor 0.3. Main engine 0.05. Let's go play and see if the movement feels okay. Left, actually left to right. Okay, up, down, rotate. Too slow now. Main engine is nice, but the rotation is too slow. Maybe 6. Yeah, 6 is nice. Maybe not. Maybe 7. And the engine, maybe 30. Yeah, more like it. Much easier to control. And fine controls. The engine is too fine. Let's go 0-2 in all of them. 0-2, 0-2, and 0-2. Okay, so now we have front view. Let's lock this view. And let's put the spaceship somewhere. Make a camera a little bit bigger. Maybe like this is enough. And let's put the spaceship here. And now let's add a planet. Add child node. Rigid body 3D. Rigid body 3D doesn't have a shape. Add child. Collision shape 3D. The planet is just a circle, so cannot have a circle because this is 3D. I can have a cylinder. Radius, a lot of radius. But I don't want it in that position. I want it to be rotated forward. So can I rotate on X, rotation X 90 degrees. Okay, this will be our planet. Let's add here sprite 3D with the planet texture. Do we have, I will put the moon just because I don't have to region the thing out. Okay, we have a moon. Let's go, the collision could be a little bit bigger. Okay. And let's see. Nothing will happen. Oh, but let's see if they collide. I actually want to know if they collide. I will push the moon. Points. Nice. So now let's add to the moon. Let's add the same rigid body manager and the same polar gravity copy as we have in the spaceship, because they also need to have those. And now the planet needs to have a script that does not exist yet. Planet, click. Okay. Let's create another planet. Create C# script planet 3D. This needs to be a rigid body, I guess. Because it needs to be there. And the planet 3D will be the same as the planet 2D. Copy. Paste. and we need to fix some things. So rigid body manager 3D, rigid body manager 3D, polar gravity 3D is also called 3D. Start local force, it's a vector 3. Cannot convert planet 3D to Godot rigid body 2D, of course not, because why this is not happening in the ship. The ship one also has this. Oh no, this is the camera target list. This is another thing. Let's ignore this for now, because this is not important at this point. Let's return to the Godot and see if they attract each other. No. What do I have here? Okay, we have rigid body 3D targets in polar gravity bodies 3D. Yes. Targets. Oh, I know what's happening. They are being add ship. Event. Current. Bodies. Polar. Oh, I know what's happening. The polar gravity is looking for a target with a specific name. I'm pretty sure. Let's go here on ship 1. So this is in polar gravity. This needs to be on the group polar gravity to be added there directly. So let's do that. So here, this guy needs to be on the group polar gravity. And the moon also. Oh, the ship cannot have scale. Okay, not a problem for now. Anyway, the moon also has polar gravity group. Let's see if we still have errors. Okay, we still have things happening, and it's the same problem. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Polar gravity 3D for each target in targets. Polar gravity bodies. Where do we put the things there? Isn't the start ready? Ready, polar gravity bodies. So polar gravity bodies dot this is a reference of that script above everyone. Polar gravity bodies. Where is that reference? Polar gravity bodies is a script that is hanged 3D. Save. Wrong name. Wrong name. Wrong name. Still have a lot of errors. Same problem. Polar gravity bodies. On exit, we remove the parent rigid body, which is get parent rigid body 3D. Okay. This happens on ready, so when we start, we add this parent to the main one. Polar gravity bodies, where is that? It's here. Polar gravity bodies is expecting a 3D, a list of 3D rigid body 3Ds. So if we have add targets, it will add the target. Can we print this? Just to make sure the things are being added. Let's say targets 0. See what's there. Output, it didn't print anything. Okay. Let's start from top to bottom. Node not found. Root polar gravity bodies 3D. Why not? Copy. Polar gravity bodies. Node not found. Why? Autoload. Oh. Why is a small letter here, but there's a big letter there? What? Okay. Very nice. Now it's working. The moon is too light. 1 kilo. 1 kilo of moon. So let's go on the moon script and let's say object mass 90, 000. This should be heavy enough. We can also freeze it, but what I want is to have the ship falling into the moon and not the opposite. So let's play and see what happens. What? Maybe freeze, whatever. Save. Where is the spaceship? Do I have spaceship? Yes, ship is somewhere. The ship is somewhere very far away. Oh, we need to change the polar gravity script because it's also multiplying by a very big number. So maybe that's the problem now. Polar gravity 3D. Let's look. Force magnitude. How much is force magnitude? Is nothing. It exists on here. Gravitational constant is I don't know, 10. Okay, we have a very well. Let's go. Moon is like 3. Nice. I don't have the I'm sorry, my OBS crashed a little bit. I don't know what happened. Well, I know what happened. Is my internet that is not the best internet in the world. Okay. Anyway, at least I have a pop-up telling that is unconnected and I can see what happens. Let's try to have some movement. I will put the spaceship a little bit far away so I have time to react. And let's fire the main engine. Maybe now the engine needs to have more power. Ship. Let's go thrusters like multiply by 10. 0, 0, 0. Weird. It's not affecting. It's not affecting even a little bit. Main engine, thruster force, main engine 3000. Not even a little bit. Yep, something is wrong. I don't know where. Rigid body manager. Somewhere here. Ship force plus polar gravity. Ship force comes from here. Force to set. Now this ship force doesn't come from anywhere. Oh, okay, comes from the outside because it's a public vector and I'm changing it directly from the ship 3D. What am I changing? Ship force. Ship force. Yeah, I'm here doing the thing. So the number is getting there, and technically is being applied because polar gravity force also comes from outside and they are being summed together. So if they are being summed, they should be added. Or maybe the force is actually very little. I don't know why. It was behaving so well before. Ship. Thrusters force, let's go more. 1700. Why it was working before and not working now? Okay, so the main engine is working fine, but the thrusters don't thrust enough. Maybe I need another 0 here. Also, let's put this in the corner of the camera. I'm not there. So something's wrong here, but that's not my problem right now. Right now I just want to understand why the polar gravity has so much force compared to the rest. Maybe I'm multiplying it by a big number somewhere. So rigid body manager, set mass, okay. Rigid body manager dot pole gravity equals to, oh no, I'm not multiplying by the number, by the giant number. Okay, so what I want is to have a way of not following, or not follow on the moon. For now, like, okay, I'm in orbit, nice. Now let's fix the camera, because I want to know exactly where I am. A project set, probably is the setting here, project display, and probably instead of canvas items should be viewport. No, it's not viewport. Let's put this spaceship like this. Oh, the rotation is not affecting. I need to fine-tune the numbers again. And why the rotation didn't affect the spaceship? Because I just rotated the collider. Very intelligent. Okay. Let's try to not go so fast, as I prefer to be inside the screen. Deaccelerate here. I need to give it more power here, like 3 times faster. The thrusters, and let's go 10,000. Rotation is extremely slow. I don't understand why. It was working very well before I put the moon. Maybe the polar gravity is affecting. Or maybe I need to multiply again by 1000. I don't know. Okay. Now I don't have that blue trail. I believe I cannot use the same thing because can I add here the speed? So forward should be Y 100. Let's see if we can start moving. No, because I disabled that part. Start local force. Start local force. Tuk tuk. This should be just parent rigid body. global start velocity. This is being applied. I guess I can apply it directly because in 3D what I want to put here is the let's duplicate this line, copy, paste, and here instead of global start velocity, I will put this one, start local force, and see what happens. I don't know if it goes up or if it's go forward. It doesn't go anywhere. Let's go more. It goes up. So how do I convert? Apply force in, apply force, Godot, rigid body 3D, apply force, local, apply local force. How to use add force within local coordinates. And the answer is add force local. Why not? Rigid body manager, start. Oh, but I don't want to do it this way because of other things. Start, where is the start? Is here. Because this force to set final force. Because the final force physics calculation, I want to access the rigid body only once per frame. Yeah, but let's do local rigid body 3D. I don't want to do this way. Rigid body 3D dot add force add local force. No, okay, this is something that the guy did. I don't want to be an impulse. Okay. This comes from where? Ship. I was working somewhere and I forgot. Start local force. Oh yeah, polar gravity. So I need to find get global transform with canvas. Maybe I just don't need this, or maybe I do. Transform. Global transform. World 3D space global transform to this node of this node dot z. Direction, no. Rigid body 3D. Let's try to find well, technically it's not the rigid body 3D, it's the transform from 3D or add force. Add local force. This will be very transform 3D. Let's see if we have something here. Transform 3D. Find local. Okay, rotated local. Scale translated, maybe. Do I have more local? Okay. Returns a copy. This is a scale. Rotated. Returns a copy of this transform rotated around its given axis. Okay, rotated local. The axis must be a normalized vector. This method is an optimized version of the multiplying given transform x with a corresponding rotation. Blah 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 blah. This can be seen as a transforming with the respect of the local frame. So rotated local. Maybe what I want is rotated local. Doesn't exist. Oh, because this is transform okay, dot rotated local, and this is expecting what? A vector, and I want to rotate it in Z. New vector 3 0 0 1, I believe. No, it's not this the thing I want. This is not what I want. What I want is to get a local vector that represents the direction. Translated operator. How do I apply, or how do I say get the, how do I get the direction, the vector that represents the direction of rotation? So Godot transform 3D rotation as a vector. Rotation as a vector using 3D transforms. How to rotate vector 3D. Manipulating. I don't want to do that. Maybe I can just have the, well, yeah, but yeah, I can, but I cannot. Or maybe I can. Maybe I can. Let me see. Transform is already a vector 3. Yes. Transform. Position. Rotation. Rotated is what? Oh, but this is to set. Cannot convert method. Okay. Rotates. This is to rotate. I want to get the rotation. Well, no. This is a read only. Rotates the transformer around the given axis by angle. I want the opposite. I want to read the rotation. No, but the rotation, it will not be what I want. I want a 3D vector normalized pointing to the rotation. What I want is a 3D normalized vector with object rotation. Object rotation is normalized vector 3D. Looking at, maybe. Yeah, but this needs to have dividing by the length of the vector. You cannot normalize a vector of length 0. Attempting to do so will result in an error. Basis dot z. Start local force. Start local force. Cannot be used like a method. Okay. Let's read about bases and see what we can learn with it. Transform 3D. Bases. Structs cannot be. Okay, bases. How do I solve this problem? Transform 3D, transform constructors. Find local. Rotated local, scale local, translated local. Returns a copy of this transform rotated around a given axis by the given angle in radians. So I need to get the transform rotated local with the axis I want. Returns a copy of this transform rotated around a given axis. So this does not tell me, or maybe I go 0, 0 and it will give me the direction. The axis must be a normalized vector. Well, let's try that. Rotated local. Rotated local dot not new vector 3 0 0 0 0. And we multiply by the force we want to apply. This is not, this is already fine. Okay, let's comment this line over here. And maybe this is the way. Let's put this line here and recomment this one. Okay, so parent rigid body transform, rotate the local by nothing, times whatever. Oh, times is 0. No, this will give me a vector pointing to the direction I'm currently pointing, I guess, because it will rotate there. There is 0 times this. I don't know, maybe this works, maybe it doesn't. Let's see if the thing goes up or goes to the side. Yes, this is what I was expecting to happen. This is not the correct way of doing it, but this actually happened. Very nice. So let's see if we can start in orbit. Maybe less speed. Where is the starting speed? It's here. Let's go 10 times slower. 100 times slower. Oh, I didn't press enter. I hate this. If you don't press enter, the number does not exist. Okay. This is too much and this is too less. So let's go 5. Let's go 40. Let's put the moon stronger. Moon. This is already a lot. Let's change the gravity constant. Save. Save. Polar gravity constant something. Let's go 5, 3, 5. Okay. Let's see if we have a stable orbit now. I believe we don't. Let's see if the spaceship passes in exactly the same spot. No. The rigid body in Godot does not work properly. I'm annoyed. I don't know. I don't know. This is the same script. This is the same script in Unity. If we don't change the speed, if we don't change the gravity, if we don't have drag, we don't change the orbit. But in Godot, somehow, if we fall, we gain speed, we gain energy. So something's wrong here. Yes, I gain energy when I fall, but when I go up, I should lose the same amount of energy at least. but now I'm gaining altitude. Now I'm far away from the moon. That's not possible. That's not possible. So maybe something's wrong with the way of how the gravity, the movement inside the rigid body is being applied, because I shouldn't be gaining energy at each orbit. So after how much time? 2 hours and 27. I'm streaming from the last 2 hours and 27, trying to do this in 3D because the 2D version does not work. And I was thinking, oh, maybe the problem is the rigid body 2D uses pixels instead of meters, and maybe it rounds up too much the numbers and error is being accumulated because of that. Well, let's see the 2D version of the thing. The 2D version of the thing behaves the same. So the spaceship is passing here. Let's go full screen. In the next orbit it will pass a little bit to the left. So somehow it's gaining energy by doing nothing, which is kind of not very realistic. And yeah, this is not a problem if I wouldn't have to make this kind of orbital levels. See, it's a little bit to the left, but I want to make this kind of levels, so I need polar gravity working properly as it was working here. In this case, even if it's an oval, let's try to make the orbit even more oval. So let's fall. Let's try to stabilize the rotation. So deaccelerate here, accelerate here. So this is a, oh yeah, I will end the level if I go out of the, anyway, I'm stable. The orbit is stable. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with altitude. I'm not gaining energy. Just I'm a little bit deviating, so it's kind of spiraling around, but it's not getting more energy. When it goes up, loses the energy that it gained on the fall. And this is the annoying part. And I'm using exactly the same formulas to calculate the polar gravity and to calculate the attraction and to calculate everything. I just copy paste the scripts, but somehow here 2D or 3D the thing does not work. I'm pretty sure I'm higher now. Let's deaccelerate a little bit. Whoops. So I don't know how I'm going to solve this. I know these rigid bodies have an option to override the movement, and I can do my own movement calculations. So I can use the rigid body to detect collisions, etc., etc. But the movement, it's my own movement, and maybe that's what I have to do. I need to somehow make the math I need to make this work. I will try just another thing, but I don't like this solution, which is to have some kind of drag, but I know I don't have drag on Unity. It's zero drag. So how can I swap engine if this new engine does not do this properly? I need to make a script to do the movement by myself. I'm not seeing any other solution, because somehow the add force is not adding the force correctly. Oh yeah, I had drag, so I fall immediately because now this is too much. Linear 0.001. So it's a very complicated solution that I need to find. Let's see if I'm flying over the same place around here. I don't have the trail in the 3D version, but yeah, I'm going a lot more fast. This is not behaving correctly, and the math I'm using is the same. This is very confusing because yesterday in the last stream I was trying to find another solution. Sorry, but basically constant times mass of one, mass of the other divided by distance square. And here I'm multiplying by the direction because it's polar. It's not just linear. It's just not down. I need to multiply by the direction. So when the ship goes above the planet, and now it's pointing down, on the left is pointing right, etc., etc. But this does not affect this calculation. And the proof is here. I don't know. So I guess today I will not do it. I'm tired already, and it's 2 hours and 30 minutes already. And I believe that to do this it will take me 3 or 4 hours, because I need to read about the math behind applying forces to rigid bodies and how is that being simulated, and then I need to test stuff. So it's not a very easy thing for me to do because I don't know how to do it. I need to learn it first. But yes, I believe I cannot use whatever is inside here or the other one. Maybe the problem exists in both of them, rigid body 3D and rigid body 2D. But I know that I can bypass rigid body 2D I saw that yesterday. Something that allows me to is a boolean custom integrator is this. I believe this being true allows me to move the thing if true internal forces integration is disabled for this body. Aside from collision response, the body will only move as determined by the integrated forces function. And integrated forces function allows you to read and safely modify the simulation state of the object, which means I can do my own simulation here. Use this instead of node.physicsProcess if you need to directly change the body's position or other physics properties. By default, it works in addition to the usual physics behavior, but custom integrator allows you to disable the default behavior and write custom forces integration of a body. And this is what I have to do. Add constant central force. I don't know. I'm using the add force. Apply force. I'm using the apply force. Applies the position force to the body. Force is time dependent and means that we apply a physical update, which is what I'm doing. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. Maybe not. No, yes. I'm doing this on process, but I'm sending the numbers to the rigid body manager that works the numbers to actually apply the thing, and here is a physics process. If I have physics process on both of them, they will be unsynchronized, I guess. But I can try. I believe this will not change anything. Let's return to Godot. And play again. Okay, let's go around here. Let's see. No, it's already out of orbit. So yeah, I guess that will be the solution for tomorrow or after tomorrow or something. I need to read about it and test stuff, because I don't want to be streaming just to read documentation and to try stuff. I guess that's a little bit boring. Maybe I can find the solution and then I explain the solution I found. Yep, because integrator, custom integrator. I need to understand this. Because I'm sure the rigid body is not applying the forces correctly. The physics, maybe I need to find the source code for this and look at what's inside the rigid body first. Try to understand what's happening inside there. Can I have that? Where is the Godot rigid body 2D, for example? Source code. Can I have that? Do you know where I find this file? Or where I find this file? Because I'm hungry. Yeah, many people is the scaling thing. This thing over here. Scale changes to rigid body will be overridden by. This doesn't bother me at all because I can draw everything at scale. So I just import here 100% and I don't need to scale anything. So I believe I have some scale here, but it will not affect, if I change the scale, it will not affect the behavior. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it will affect the behavior. So let's go half of the size, double of the size, so half of the speed. 15. This is 150. And the force, instead of 40, let's go 20. So no, half of ship out of orbit. Let's go to see now the full size of the ship to the left. Yep, this is not behaving correctly. Where can I find? Somewhere here, but I don't know. I don't know how to get it. It's somewhere here, but I don't know where to get it. Maybe this is the thing. C++. Let's look at this code. Whoop. Zoom. Rigid body to the CPP. Includes this one. Can I open this one in the other window? Duplicate. Let's go back. Rigid body 8. Let's go here and CPP goes here. So let's see if I can. I never look, this is the first time looking at C++ code. So let's see if I can understand it. It should be easy to understand, I believe. Enter 3. So where is the CPP? Is this one? Okay. So it includes whatever is inside this one. Let me just have a look. A diagonal look of the thing. Okay. This one has more stuff. Let's try to find what are the functions, or I don't know, the methods. My methods is for C#, yes. So maybe this is called functions. Can I search here? Apply force. Apply force. Another thing that I'm not sure if it's this rigid body source code is the same for C# version and Godot script. I believe it is, but I'm not sure. So maybe I'm looking at the wrong code. Apply force, vector 2. P force comes from where? P force. Oh, it's whatever comes from outside. Okay. Physics server, or maybe the problem is inside physics server. Because I believe that this does not do the thing. What? Copy, find, paste. Physics server. Yeah, I need to read this for a long time and understand line by line what's happening before I try to replicate this with a different, I don't know. Physics material, I don't have physics material, so maybe Godot has some kind of default when it's new. If physics material is new, yeah, but bounce being 0 means that I don't bounce. If I have bounce less than 100%, I will not gain energy, and I'm actually not colliding, so I believe the physics materials are just for when the objects interact with each other, not just by floating around. Floating around is this parameter here. Damp 0. Combine. In this mode, the body's damping value is added to any value set in the areas or the default value. Replaced in this mode, the body's damping value replaces any value set in the areas or replace, but this will not change anything. Play. The spaceship is here. Let's go another turn. And yeah, it's far away. It's again it's gaining energy. It should be the opposite, at least not gaining anything. Constant forces are 0. We are ignoring this axis. Inertia 0, gravity scale 1, but I guess this doesn't affect because gravity is 0 in all axes. Physics material, nothing. I don't know. I need to understand this. Exit tree void. Let's see all the functions. Well, at least if they are void. Rigid body, sync body state. Apply body mode, set lock rotation enable, set freeze enable, set mass. But this goes to this physics server. What is this physics server? Everything goes to the physics server. Physics server 2D. Is this something? I believe it's no. I don't see. This comes from outside. This is not inside this script. I don't know. I need to read this with more. Get collisions, get set. I don't know. I need to go. I need to investigate this. Let's search here, apply force, apply force, body apply force to that physics server. That body applies force. Let's find it here. I don't know. Well, I'm sorry. This was a boring stream today. I need to understand how this physics is behaving and how it's calculating the movement. If it's lower than 0, it's 0, so damp cannot be negative. If damp cannot be negative, it's not this thing that is actually adding speed. Because if damp is positive, it removes speed. If damp could be negative, it would add speed. So same thing, linear damp, angular damp. So the damp is not a problem. Class dB. I don't know. I don't even understand what I'm looking at. Physics direction, direct body state to the, where is this? What is this? This is a function. Where is the calculation? Where the math happens? Where does the math happens? Force. Apply central force, apply force. Okay, this apply force is where? GD class. Yep, I guess I will stop the stream. This is getting boring. I need to read about how the physics engine works inside. I need to understand what's written here. Because I believe this is adding more force than the one I want to put on the object. It's not working properly. So there's something here that is calculating something wrong. But I'm not sure exactly where. So I'm sorry for the boring stream. I'll try to investigate this and try to find some solution for this problem. When I get the solution, I will stream again explaining the solution and continuing to program this game. So until there, subscribe and like the video please, and see you in the future.